and look at exploratory testing in Test Manager. Exploratory testing is useful when you have areas of your application for which you haven't created formally scripted test cases. It's particularly useful when the testers are short on time or resources to create test suites and test cases for each area of the application. To do exploratory testing, we go into our testing page and then continue on to the Do Exploratory Testing tab. Now you can see here that we have a number of different options. We can go ahead and explore with options. Now doing this will allow you to open the test runner and explore your application in any area you want. Any bugs or test cases you create will not be tied back to any work items in TFS. Another thing you can do is you can create a query to search for your PBIs, and then you can explore underneath a PBI. What this will do then is that anything that you create with exploratory testing would immediately be tied back to the PBI that you went testing within. So let's explore this work item here. And if we start, and now it's recording my steps. So if I go ahead, continue to my application, it's now recording everything that I'm doing. I can start adding in screenshots, and they will go in here to the test runner. I can create notes, and this is all added in. So now I'm just going to click a few more steps here and continue on. Now if I press next again here, imagine this is a bug. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go up here and click create bug, and we can see that all the steps that I had taken so far are logged in here, and it's taken little screenshots as well to show what I was doing while I was going through my exploratory test. Another thing we can do is we can open up this window here, and we can choose to delete certain steps. So let's say I don't want to have that next button in there. I can select the first 8 steps, and now that final step has been removed from the end. So let's just create create a title here. And like a normal test case, it's gathering all the diagnostic data that is specified in your test settings, in your test plan. It's gathering the system information. You can specify what build. You can add in additional information here to make the bug easier to recreate. And what else we can do is we can save this bug and create a test. Now this will basically open up a new test case window, and what you can do here is basically create a test case from scratch, or you can see that the steps that you took so far while you were doing your exploratory testing are included, and you can edit these. You can see that this is attached to the bug that I just created and the PBI that I decided to explore within, and I've got my links in there as well. Now this is handy if you've been testing for a long period and you create a bug and you don't want to include all the steps that you took. Maybe it's just the final 10 or 12 steps that you want to include. You can come in here and you can edit out the steps that you don't need. Then, when you save this test case, you can continue testing again to see if you can find anything else. And you can see here that the bug that I created and the test case I created are marked in here. You can then use the test case that you created to test against that bug in any future regression tests or iterations that you may put out. So save and close. And now if I go into View Exploratory Testing, I can see the test session that I just ran, and I can see that I tested underneath a PBI.